Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. November 4th, 2018. Today, I'm going to fix some vegetable soup and some grilled cheese sandwiches. So I want you to come along with me, and I'm going to take you on a journey. Alright, at the stove, I'm going to show you what I've got already. First of all, I sauteed some onion and some celery in some oil for about 5 or 10 minutes until the onions have become translucent. Now, I just added 1 pack of mixed vegetables. You can buy these in the freezer section. A lot of the dollar store places nowadays have these packs of mixed vegetables for $1. And this is a really inexpensive soup to make. It's really easy. And I'm going to let this go for just a few minutes. Here in a few minutes, I'm also going to add some potatoes that I diced up. You can use any kind of potatoes that you want. So I want you to stay tuned for more. Alright, the frozen mixed vegetables and onions and celery, they've been cooking here for a little bit. Now, the frozen mixed vegetables, it's got carrots in it, corn, green beans, and peas. You can buy them separate if you would like, but it just makes life a whole lot easier if you go ahead and buy a pack or two of the frozen mixed vegetables. It's got everything together. Now, what I'm going to do is I just let these go just enough for the oil to coat the mixed vegetables. You don't have to let them cook until they're done, because by the time it's all said and done, it's going to take probably about 15-20 minutes or so for everything to get for the soup to get good and ready. Now, I'm going to add some potatoes in here. A couple to go on the floor, but that's all right. I won't be using those. Let these go for just a little bit. One thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to burn the potatoes. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. If I wait and add the salt at the end, it's going to be too salty. I'm also going to add some Italian seasoning and some garlic powder. I'm going to let this go for a little bit, so I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to add some more ingredients. Alright. You don't have to wait until the potatoes are tender to add the other ingredients. I'll just let these go for about a minute or two. I did add some garlic powder and some Italian seasoning. You could also add sweet potatoes or any other kind of vegetable, like you can add squash, anything like that. Now, I have made a homemade soup and I put sweet potatoes in here, and it tasted really good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on high, and I'm going to add a couple of quarts of chicken broth. Now, if you had homemade chicken broth is the best. And one day I'm going to show you my version of how to make chicken broth. It's real easy. Or if you had turkey broth, you can use that too. 2 quarts of chicken broth. And by the way, I'm using low sodium because I've already got a little bit of salt in there. You don't want your soup to be real salty. Now, I'm going to let this come to a boil. Well, I forgot that I already have a spoon in there. I'll let this come to a boil. And when I do, I'm going to add, and I know this may be pretty unusual to add in homemade soup, and I really don't know where I got it from, but I'm going to add about 8 ounces or a half a pound of macaroni. I won't tell you, it makes a big difference in your vegetable soup. and I love it that way. My mom likes it that way. Uh, you can add some protein in it, like if you had those kielbasa sausages, uh, you may want to add that towards the end if you want to. It's totally up to you. You can make your soup ever how you want it. So it's going to take a few minutes for my soup to come to a boil, and when it does, I'm going to add the macaroni in there, and I'm going to let it cook for about maybe 15-20 minutes, and I'm going to add one more thing to it, and I'm also going to make some grilled cheese sandwiches. So I want you to stay tuned for more. All right, welcome back, everybody. My soup has been cooking for about 15-20 minutes. The potatoes are tender, the macaroni, the mixed vegetables, everything is good and tender, and that's what I expected it to do. And it's reduced down a little bit, and that's what you want. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add one big can of diced tomatoes. If you had homemade tomatoes, homemade canned tomatoes, that would be even better, but I don't have any. I've not canned any tomatoes in a couple of years, so I'll just usually buy mine at the store. Now, I'm going to, excuse me for a moment, I'm going to stir this in. And I'm also going to add some of these little smoked sausages that I was telling you about. I'm going to add a few of them in there. I've got some cornbread in the oven, and I love cornbread with homemade vegetable soup. And I also like crackers too. You can just serve cornbread or crackers according to what you want to do. I'm going to add a few more of these smoked sausages, and I'm going to let that cook for a little bit more, a few more minutes, and soup's ready. Now, in the pan right here, I've got butter melted for some grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, you can use any slice of cheese you want. You can use cheddar, you can use Swiss, you can use Monterey Jack, Gruyere, whatever. I just got regular American cheese slice that you buy at the store, and my mom likes mayonnaise on hers. I like cheese sandwiches, but I don't like mayonnaise on grilled cheese sandwiches. I know that's kind of unusual. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put these on the stove. And I'm going to get a spatula, and I'm going to weigh these down. Make sure that you press down on these. Let them cook until the bread gets toasted on both sides and the cheese is melted. And you'll have some really good grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, I want you to stay tuned for the finished product on our vegetable soup and grilled cheese sandwich meal. All right, everybody. My grilled cheese, I already ate mine. This is my mom's. It turned out really good. You just want to make sure that it's golden brown on both sides. My cornbread is just about done, but I'm going to sign off here in just a minute and show you my homemade vegetable soup. Now, it looks good and delicious. Now, one thing I want to point out is if you don't want to add macaroni in yours, or the smoked sausages if you're a vegetarian, and if you don't want to add that in there, then that's totally up to you. It'll turn out good either way. And if you want to substitute vegetable broth for the chicken broth, then you do it whatever how you want to do it. This is ready to eat, and any leftovers, I'm probably going to put them in the freezer. You can put soups in the freezer and they'll last for 2-3 months maybe. So I want you to stay tuned for more videos. Comments are welcome. Keep on subscribing. Have a blessed Sunday afternoon.